roughly how much CO2 do human beings put into the air, anthropogenic CO2, on a daily basis? Anyone have an estimate of that? Or annual, if whatever numbers? Dr. Caldera?
The average American puts out something like their own average body weight each day in the form of carbon dioxide, so something like 150 pounds of CO2 per person per day in the United States.
Times 300 million people.
Right, times 365 days a year.
Uh-huh. Mr. Roebuck, did you want to add to that? The reason I ask the question is we are doing geoengineering on a massive scale. I mean, if 100 years ago somebody had said, hey, here's a bright idea, we should promote a plan to put that much carbon into the air, and Dr. Caldera, I commend you for mentioning ocean acidification, 25% of which will go into the oceans, make the oceans 30% more acidic within 50 years, and then continuing on after that to make it so acidic that it reaches levels not seen since the age of the dinosaurs and dissolve coral reefs. Shouldn't Congress support that? People would say, you're crazy. That geoengineering on that scale, which is what we are doing, and now we're looking at ways to reverse that. Second observation would be, you know, years ago there was a psychologist named Elizabeth Kubler-Ross who looked at what happens when people are dying, and not everybody goes through her stages of dying, which got a lot of play at the time, but nevertheless her stages of dying went, you know, denial and then bargaining. And the bargaining tends to be, isn't there going to be someone to come rescue me from this cancer or this other illness that I've got? It strikes me that we're sort of in those stages now. And the reason I raise that in the context of geoengineering, we've had a whole series of hearings in my committee and this committee, or my subcommittee and this full committee, on carbon sequestration, on nuclear fusion, on geoengineering, and it seems to be everybody's trying to say, isn't there some way out there that we don't have to make changes in our behavior, that we can continue to spew just as much CO2 or use just as much energy, and something somewhere is going to save us from just having to make these horrific changes like turning down our thermostat, putting air in our tires, etc. And so I applaud you all for suggesting that we're not going to have this deus ex machina rescue us by, you know, chemtrails or whatever people want to distribute into the air.